That's good.
No, it works. I think it's good.
Still working?
Everyone, if I can have your attention. My name is DeLane Fitzgerald, head football coach here at SUU. Wanted to start this by thanking some people we needed to thank. Wanted to start with our coaching staff, and you guys got to forgive me, but so I don't forget anybody, I'm going to make sure I read them off. Our coaching staff has done a great job in the last 30-some days of putting together this recruiting class. Couldn't have done it without them, and frankly, they did most of the work. Blair Peterson, our offensive coordinator, John Kelly, our defensive coordinator, Darius G. Smith, our recruiting coordinator, running backs coach, Sean Magidson, our defensive ends coach, Will Brunson coaches tight ends for us, Aaron Fernandez, our offensive line coach, Ryan Hunt, our director of football operations, defensive tackles coach, Brady Meesum, our wide receivers coach, Solomon Tapasoa, and I pronounced that wrong, but Taps will forgive me, our linebackers coach, Nick Rosser, our special teams coordinator and cornerbacks coach, and then Coach Andrew Bates, who is in the weight room with our guys right now. Him and Jordan Hartman doing a great job with our current players in the weight room, but his help in recruiting was phenomenal. Miss Maggie Lewis, our football secretary, and all the work she's done handling the paperwork for us. Braden Hall, our equipment manager. Boris Goney, our offensive GA. Tyler Smith, our offensive volunteer coach. William Cole, our volunteer special teams coordinator. Boris is actually our defensive GA, not offense. I got that wrong too. And then our administration here has been phenomenal, and anybody behind the scenes want to thank you. Been so impressed. Anywhere I've ever been in the past, there's a couple things here that are big time different. We ask professors to show up every Saturday and talk with our recruits about what they're interested in and their chosen fields and what they want to do with the rest of their lives. And we always have more professors than enough. I've been really impressed with that and thankful for those professors. Jeff Tukawafu and all of his help in putting this recruiting class together. Tyler Roper, it doesn't happen without him. And then Danny Ferry and his help with this have been really good. Before we get into these recruits, I want to thank you guys. I call it being put in my place, but the outpouring of support from this community and everything we do is truly humbling. So very humbling. I'm excited about this recruiting class. I'm excited about our football program because you guys care. So I've been some places where nobody in town cared what happened, and this isn't one of them. So thank you to everyone here. Now let's turn our attention to these recruits and what we're here for. Signed 23 young men today. 5 of them are already on campus, so 5 mid-year signees, and 3 or 4 of which are already being leaders in our football program, and all 5 we expect to be impact players. And then we signed 18 more players today. We are not done, so it's signing day, but between now and the start of practice on August the 2nd, we're going to sign 5 or 6 more difference makers in our football program, and our plan is to get good quicker rather than later. Josh Accord is a linebacker out of northern Utah. We really like Josh's film. As you guys are watching these couple of highlight clips, what stood out to us about Josh Accord was his ability to make plays on both sides of the ball. First team all-region player, just a really good outside linebacker and receiver. He's going to play outside linebacker for us, but a long young man that has the opportunity to develop and be a good player. Jaden Ashby, guys, 2 hours from my hometown in Virginia, but a Winchester, Virginia native. He is exactly what you want an athlete's highlight tape to look like. The first 2.5, 3.5 minutes of his highlight tape, he scores every time he touches the football. Jaden is the player of the year in his area. Lenin Cox from Wacomico High School in Salisbury, Maryland. What impressed us about Lenin was his accuracy in all of his snaps and his ability and quickness to get up on linebackers. Very athletic center. He is also a very accomplished wrestler. First team all-region, first team all-conference in his area. Elijah Burns, originally from Petersburg, Virginia. Elijah is a graduate transfer running back from the College of William and Mary, a great student athlete, going to be a great addition to our football program. Elijah comes from a great family. Dad is a lifetime military guy. We recruited Elijah out of high school, and he went to William and Mary, and now getting a chance to coach him as a graduate transfer. Excited about that. Brandon Dillard's coming to us, guys, as a transfer from Frostburg State University. Brandon's got a huge challenge. He's got to overcome playing for a really bad head coach at his last university. Guys, first team all-conference player, best right tackle I've ever coached. Jack Fairchild out of California. Jack is a 3-sport star in California, first team all-league football, basketball, and track. He holds numerous school records in football and track. Jack is a long, athletic wide receiver that's going to develop into a great playmaker for us.
How tall is he?
6'2" plus. Jackson Griffiths from right down the road in St. George, Utah. Jackson played for Clemson Cliffs, excuse me. Jackson is the 4A Defensive Player of the Year. He is headed off on a mission after graduation, and we will get him back for sometime in 2024-25. Excited about Jackson's size and then the potential he has to grow. Brendan Hale, another California product. Brendan is a very good student athlete. Excited about having him with us. Brendan is 2-time All-Trinity League, second team. He is the Scholar Athlete of the Year with a 4.29 GPA. Our coaching staff is excited about his potential to grow into a cornerback and a great pass stopper for us. Pronounce this name. Okay. Hava Hatatito. Hava is coming to us from Juan Diego Catholic up in Salt Lake City. We're excited. Hava walks in the room, guys, and he's 6'5", plays on both sides of the ball, makes plays. going to be a difference maker on the offensive line for us going forward. We really enjoyed watching his basketball film. Blazing Glaciers, another California product. What impressed us about Glaze was his versatility on the defensive line. For the regular season last year, Blaze was continuously in the top of the Californian statistics for sacks and tackles for loss. Has a chance to be a good player for us going forward. Who are we watching here? Huh? Connor Kelly coming to us from Lone Peak High School, Utah State champion. He is the state player of the year in his classification. Long young man, gets after the pass rusher. You guys, as you're watching us over the years, we're gonna sack the quarterback a lot, make a lot of tackles for loss. Connor's length and his potential for growth really stood out for us. Has a high motor, changes directions well. Aleka Lelusa is the little brother of Austin Lelusa, one of our starting offensive linemen now, out of South Jordan. Very, very good football player, going to come to us and play center for us. And like all the players we're watching right now, long, athletic, strong, with the potential to be really, really good. One of my favorites to watch on film here, Alongalima Lessa. Alongalima is gonna go off on a mission after he graduates. We'll have him back in two and a half years. He is a two-time second-team All-State. He is three-time first-team All-Region, 4-year starter at Provo High School. Braden Lynch. As soon as we see his film and you see his name, it jumped out at us. He plays safety like John Lynch. We're excited about that. One of the more fun films for us to watch because he's coming off the hash and hitting people on a regular basis. Braden is the son of a high school football coach. We like football coaches in this football program. But he is first team all CIF Southern selection for this past fall. Quadir Lockett-Smith, a long defensive back coming to us out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Our defensive coordinator, Coach Kelly, had a tie with him from his recruitment of Pennsylvania before coming here. We're excited about Quaddy. He is first team all public school in the Philadelphia area this past fall. Micah Pettit, I hope he doesn't see this or read about this. He's my dark horse for the biggest difference maker up here. Guys, Micah is coming to us. He is originally a Salt Lake City young man. He signed a scholarship to play at Lafayette College in Pennsylvania. He was second team all-conference kicker as a true freshman. 10 of 15 on field goals. He was perfect on extra points and has a chance to come in and make an impact in our football program right away. Mitchell Price, a 4-year member of the BYU football team. Mitchell had statistics at BYU the last couple of years as a special teams player and a nickelback. He is an early enrollee here. He's here now. Has made a difference with our football program in the month that he's been here and is already one of the leaders in our football program. Excited about Mitchell and think he's going to have a really good senior year. He's a graduate transfer. Anisi Purcell coming to us from Bountiful, Utah. Anisi's versatility for everyone here, his length and his potential and all, but as explosive and as versatile as any defensive lineman we watched on film this year. Think he has a chance to make an impact early on and to be a great player for us down the road. Jackson Rigsby is a transfer here from Utah State. Jackson is an early enrollee. He's here in school now, has been really, really good in the weight room for us already. When you walk in, Jackson stands out. He is a big, good-looking football player. He's doing well in the weight room and has a chance to play for us early and often. Grady Robeson. We watched a lot of quarterbacks when we got here. Wanted to make sure we got that position squared away and got it right. Grady's film jumped out to it. It's 10 minutes of highlights, guys. It's 10 minutes of just a lot of fun watching him make plays. First team All-State in the state of Washington. He signed a scholarship with Western Kentucky out of high school, and he is transferred to us at Christmas from Western Kentucky. So he's here with us, going to be with us in spring ball. Miles Tapasola. Guys, anytime you're at the FCS level and you throw in a film and it's a 2.5 minute highlight film of a guy making plays in the Pac-12 conference, you probably should take a nice long look at him. Miles is going to shore up some things for us inside in the trenches on the defensive line. Going to be a run stopper for us and a good player. His brother is already currently on the team, Averson Tapasola. Josh Sanders from Wasatch High School. Josh had a 5-6 minute highlight tape that was very fun to watch of him making plays on offense and defense. Josh will graduate and go off on his mission, so we'll get him back in 2.5 years. Excited about Josh and his family. Really enjoyed having them on their recruiting visit last weekend. Josh has a chance to develop and be really good in our offensive system as a wide receiver. Zach Strand. Zach Strand comes to us as a graduate transfer from Frostburg State University in Maryland. Zach's got to overcome some past coaching also. Zach is a three-time all-conference player. He is the 2020 Defensive Player of the Year for us, second all-time in Frostburg State history in sacks. Zach has a unique opportunity for everyone here. And when Zach gets his first sack here this fall, which he will, he'll get several. He's going to have sacks in NCAA Division III, Division II, and Division I, all in one career. That's the hardest speech I've ever had to give, y'all. That's the hardest. I got to get better at this. Those are our 23 young men that we're bringing in here. Excited about them. Excited about you guys and your enthusiasm for this football program. I'm going to wrap this up real quick. I'll take any questions. I'll stay for 5 or 10 minutes and take any questions about any of the players or anything you have on your mind. But really want to thank you guys for coming out. We're excited about this recruiting class. Couldn't be more excited. It's the foundation with which we're going to build a great football program on. Any questions? Yes, sir.
I noticed on the Twitter that some people were coming in and they were saying that they had preferred walk-ons. Are you not allowed to speak about a preferred walk-on?
I'm not, by NCAA rules, I'm not supposed to speak on the preferred walk-ons until they paid their deposit here at the university.
But you are expecting that there will be some that will be coming that are added on to the list that you already gave today.
Yeah, I was an FCS walk-on, so I'm pretty partial to them. We'll have several. Anything else?
When does spring training actually start, like where you're actually doing football, not just weights?
Great question, Mrs. Brown.
Sharon?
We are, Ms. Sharon Brown, we are going to start spring football practice on March 21st, and we will finish up on April 16th at 1 p.m. All practices are open to the public, open to the community. You guys are welcome to be there. At 1 p.m. on April 16th, we'll run about a 2.5 hour spring scrimmage, and it'll start out with us doing a normal practice, and then we're going to get into some inside and skelly, and then from there we'll progress into a normal Division I scrimmage. But starting on March 21st, we will practice every day from 4 to 6 p.m., Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. We'll be out there. Y'all are welcome. Hope to see you. Yes, sir.
How many return missionaries are going to be here? Do you know?
How many do we have on the team now? How many we're recruiting?
How many will be returning from missions?
10-ish.
10-ish?
Yeah, 10-ish. I think it's closer to 8 or 9, but 10-ish. Yes, sir.
With these freshmen, are you more of a trial by fire coach or a patient let them develop?
Both. It depends on what mood I'm in that day. We're a developmental football program. We're a transformational football staff. We're a developmental football program. My first hire as head coach here is strength and conditioning coach. My second hire was the assistant strength and conditioning coach. You don't do that unless you have an eye on the future. I've said this now 3 or 4 times, saying it again. I'm well aware we're not winning a conference title this fall. Well aware we're not winning a national title this fall. But that is the plan 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the road, is to be in the hunt for the conference title each year, make the playoffs and make national title runs. To do that, you have to be developing young men. And then that being said, getting into something much deeper, we're going to develop these young men academically, athletically, and we're going to develop their character over the time they're here. Yes, sir.
Coach, I've always been curious. A lot of these guys you recruit from high school play both sides of the ball, right?
They do.
Are any of them surprised you're recruiting them for one side of the ball that you are? Like, are they surprised that you may be recruiting for defense when they prefer offense, or vice versa?
Our coaching staff is fond of young men that play on both sides of the ball. If we throw a film in and a young man's good offense, defense, and special teams, it's a no-brainer that we make an offer to them. What we do a lot of times is when we get into the recruiting with them, we ask them what they like. We ask them what they like and what they're passionate about, and if they have a passion or a like for one side of the ball or the other, we let them play there. I found out a long time ago that if you let young men, if you let adolescent males pick what they have a passion about, they're just going to play harder there. They're going to play harder there. They're going to play harder longer there, and it just works out better. And in the situation, bring Josh Accord. We love Josh Accord's film, and he can play offense or defense for us. His passion was outside linebacker, so we're going to leave him at outside linebacker and develop him there. And a little more detail into that answer. If they play both ways and then play 2 or 3 sports, it makes them even more valuable for us. Guys, thank y'all for coming today. Thank you. Go Thunderbirds.